Good morning and welcome to video 10 of Music from Code using Strudel. This video is entitled Copy a Tune. We're going to create a complete tune in that we're going to have a melody, a rhythm section, a bass and some percussion. So if you need a place to start, head off to the internet and search for easy piano music, simple music, beginner music, something like that. And this came up on a Google short, so it's only brief and very simple. This person has a left hand and a right hand, so a left hand rhythm and a right hand melody that work together. So this person suggests you just repeat the notes A, B, C, miss out the D and E. We're going to transfer this to our normal notation like A3, B3, C3, D. Thing to remember is that the octave starts at C. So if this is going to be A3, this is B3, but this is C4. Okay, there's no D, and this becomes E4. And the person who created the video suggests that you practice playing this, and in the stanza, the piece we're going to create, you do two rhythms of this. So putting this into Strudel, we can, if you have a look at, so you've got A3, B3, C4, no D, E4. A3, B3, C4, no D, E4, and then I've repeated it. You can change that a bit later on. I'm repeating it simply because that's sort of what's in the video. Playing that is straightforward, and you get this. Which is all quite nice, as you would expect. So just to make it interesting, when it comes to the right hand melody, the author has done it differently. Instead of labeling the notes, they've just numbered it. Now, this is two sharp flat keys. So, and this is three. I'm pretty sure this is two sharp flat keys. This is the last right hand two of three sharp. There's a black key here. It might, yes, it does work. There's a black key here. So that's a 3, a 2, and a 3. That makes this the C. Ooh, this the C, this the D, and this the E. And then this is the A, and this is the B. So you have a number change here. And this is the right hand melody. So it's going to be further up the keyboards. This could be 5 and 4 or 6 and 5. You play it backwards, you play the melody backwards, you go E, D, C, B, A. So that would be E6, D6, C6, B5, A5, or wherever you want it. So let's have a look at that in the right hand melody. And this is it, E, D, C, and then you get the number change to B and A. So you got the E, D, C6, E, D, C6, and then B and A5. And they're on the right hand side of the keyboard. Added our normal bits and pieces. I've done this at the piano. Bit of decay, bit of room. And I turned the volume up because these seem to be a bit quieter than the left-hand notes. So you have to bump it up a little bit to hear something. There's our bit before, so there's this one. We can just play this. Okay, so you get the descending scale there. It's going down the scale. Let's tie that in with what we had for the left hand. That's still going, left hand. So take that up. We can play them both together. And you can see you get 2 run through the left hand going up the scale for every note you get on the right hand. If you think, well, that's too many notes and they're the same notes anyway, you can take that out. Just play it. Entirely up to you. You do need the chevrons. If you don't put the chevrons, keep the timing together. And if you take the chevrons or the arrowheads or the right angle brackets out, it doesn't play. And in fact, it sounds quite syncopated because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 notes here, and then there's four twice here. So you've got a 5 and a 4 thing going on, which makes it sound a bit syncopated. Okie dokie, let's put those chevrons back in. If I remember, this code will be posted in the description afterwards, but I won't be able to put the chevrons in because Mr. Google or his friend Mr. YouTube doesn't like chevrons, and I can't paste them into the description. Right, so we've got that, and that works, and that's wonderful. Let's add a bass line. Okay, here's our bass line. It's nothing too difficult. It is what we have used in the past. It's just a fretless bass. I wanted that to play, and of course it's not going to now. What am I doing? Let's just comment those out and play this. The 2 notes I've chosen for the bass are just 2 notes out of the rhythm. Bass is often associated with the rhythm section, and so it's a nice neat trick to just pull 2 notes, a couple of notes, 2, 3 or 4 notes out of the rhythm and put them into the bass. Because it's a bass, it's lower down, so I'm using A1 and B1. But we will tweak that. So I put a bit of gain on it because I like having the bass up front. We've got a bit of room in there to give it some shape, some this in and out shape to it, decay so it doesn't linger too long. It's the fretless bass we used last time. We can play that together and it sort of works. Okay, that's not too bad. We can improve it. You see, I've got a bit of gain on here. Otherwise it gets lost, gets drowned out by the others. What I found that improved this was to put in a tilde here, and it puts a pause in, if I'm going to be able to do it. The tilde misses a beat. Probably remember from the last video. The tilde gets it to miss a beat, and you'll hear the difference individually. Puts a whole different feel onto it. And now if you play it with rhythm and melody, it starts to sound quite nice. So you need to punch it up a little bit, get some percussion into it. In the past we've used a bass drum, hi-hat and snare. I took the snare out. It sort of is too up front and I can't, it just seems to drown everything out. I didn't like it. Yes, in previous videos like this, to turn the gain right down on the hi-hat, and it still got on my nerves. It was just too much at the front. So I put in bass drum playing 4 beats to the bar, bass drum times 4. We've used all this before. I've reduced the volume on this. It's at 0.5. Piano roll for visualization. And snare drum times 2, which will be twice for each beat of the bass drum. Bit of decay on it, that's all, and that. So we can probably play that, and that should sound all right. Here we go. Let's try that. That's quite rocky. It's quite nice. So now let's bring it all together. So we've got a percussion, a bass, a rhythm, and a melody. Play it all together. And yeah, it sounds great. So that's just a simple little left and right hand thing that a guy on the internet put up, and you can just grab it, translate it, work out what he's doing, and turn it into code and build a whole beat, a whole song around it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. The code will be in the description minus the chevrons. Okay, I think the only chevrons are in the melody line here. So if you do copy and paste the code out of the description, remember to put them back in. And I will see you next week for next week's video.